Okay, I should be live now. Hello, everyone. Zoom has changed the way things look and what I need to do. Wait a minute, I need to just mute this for just a second. Okay, I am live. Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream. I'm very excited about this today. This is a new thing I'm doing, and it's all about you. It's all about listening to your voices and helping you, giving you a real honest assessment. And I will do more of these in the future. So keep looking out for these on my channel. I don't have like a set time when I'm going to do these, but probably usually on Thursdays or Fridays. These are the days that are designated for me to always like create content and do these things. And I'm just so touched, like the stories that some of you have told me and the emails that you sent me with the clips attached. You know, there's always so much behind what we hear in a voice. There is just this story from the past. You know, some people had to deal with maybe being not healthy, and some people have had to deal with being told that they don't know how to sing, sometimes in childhood already, and that could do a lot of damage. So I'm very happy to not just look at your voices, but also just a little bit, just a little glimpse of the story. That's why I asked everyone who who could send in a clip, like please send in a clip and tell me a little bit about the dream that you have. What is the big audacious dream? And you know what? Some of you didn't send me big audacious dreams. I think like a big audacious dream would be to, I don't know, just be the star on Broadway. That's a big audacious dream. Here's the thing. If you shoot for the stars, you will definitely at least land on the moon. If you play it small, chances are not very good that you're going to make it big. But if you try to play it bigger and just dream bigger, I strongly believe that you can achieve more, because when you have these higher expectations of yourself, you're just going to do different things. I am not into politics, but I am currently reading a Donald Trump book that he wrote before he became president. And this is not political at all. Now his personality may be controversial, but I'm very interested always in learning about people who made it really, really big. Like what is it about them that they made it big? There's something about them. And I'm always very interested in just learning, like, how do they think? How do they think bigger? And it's really in that Donald Trump book is, it's Think Big and Kick Ass in Business. I like a lot of what he has to say. I don't agree with some of the stuff like that. If someone does you wrong, you really have to retaliate and get them back. That's just, I don't think you have to do that. Yes, but nevertheless, just learning about people who have been very successful, the thing they have in common is that they never played it small. They never were embarrassed by their dreams. They were loud about it. They were open about it, and they dared. That's all I wanted to say here. You have to dare, and you have to, I think when you dare bigger, you take different steps. So let's get started, because there's a lot to go through here. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go through, I don't know how many I can actually go through. I'm thinking about at least 5, because I got a lot of emails, but let me pull the first one up. And I feel like I'm in the lottery now, because some of you are watching and it's like, is my clip gonna come up? Oh, so I'm just gonna go into my emails and pull up the first one. Let me get this. Okay, let me do. Unfortunately, one of you did not even attach a clip, so I didn't see a clip attached. Monadi from Sri Lanka, and I don't see a link. And we actually replied. So, but I'm going to start with Annette. So Annette sent in a clip, and here's what you wrote, Annette. Well, thank you, by the way. Hello, Freya. I adore you. You are great. Thank you so much. I want to participate in a live stream. Okay. I'm a classical singer from Finland, and I have been taking classes for 1.5 years now. I want to be a classical singer and a songwriter and participate in singing competitions in Finland someday. I want to become a good soprano. I guess my technique is still pretty bad, but I do train every day. Here's the start of a Vivaldi aria. So it's from the Magnificat. So let's look at it. Let me pull up the clip, and then I will share my screen with you so you can hear and see. Oh, wait a minute. I can't. Yes, pause it. It's a YouTube short, so I can't. I have to probably. I can't go back on it. So sharing my screen now. Wait, before I do that, let me just look at your chat and make sure. Can everyone hear me okay? Is the sound good? Just give me like a thumbs up or something if the sound is good before I get started, because I would not want anyone, like, if the sound isn't good, I don't want to get started. Yes. Okay, good. Good. Awesome. So now I'm going to share my screen with you. And wait a minute. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. Here we go. Alrighty. So now you can see my screen, and I'm going to have to refresh this because I can't start from the beginning. Here we go.
Et exultavit spiritus meus in Deo salutare meo. Saluda.
Okay. So let me comment. Great. I think, first of all, you, Annette, you have a great voice. I don't know, soprano or mezzo. Your voice color is a bit darker, but that is to be determined. The voice does change as you train more, and depending on where we're going to see how this evolves as you train your higher voice, if you're actually a soprano or a mezzo. Your voice has this a little bit more of a darker shade to it, which means you could be a mezzo, but you could also be a soprano. That doesn't mean, you could be a lyric or a dramatic soprano. That would have a darker color also. Now you're singing an oratorio piece, which also means that you don't need this really heavy operatic voice for that. What I noticed, number one, when you sing coloraturas and melismas, here is a really important thing. You want to sing legato, but yet clearly separate one pitch out from the next. So whenever you're singing a sequence such as like something like that, it's just an example. What you don't want to do is separate it out by giving it this little diaphragmatic push and doing a ha. So you don't want you don't want to do something like that. What you want to do is connect. And the way to do this is to not sing every pitch equally heavy. So you want to give some shape to this all. You want to Let me actually pull up. What you want to do is heavy, light, heavy, light. So just like the orchestra would do, there's usually groupings. And in this case, it would be like a group of far, okay? So it's like, it's not, it's more like, it's more like the first pitch of a group of four has a little bit more accented, and the next ones lighten up so that you can move faster. If you make everything really, really heavy, it's really hard to move faster. Now, this one doesn't move really fast, but when you get to things such as like Mozart's Alleluia from Exultate Jubilate or Rejoice Greatly from Handel's Messiah, you really have to move fast, and you have no chance to move faster if everything is too heavy. Number two, also what is important, as you sing through those melismas and those coloraturas, you have to just get the tension out of the jaw. There's no movement in the jaw as you're moving pitches. So instead of it's really hard for me to even do it, so I have to kind of move my face. What you want to do is like I can move a lot faster. And you want to relax your jaw to where there's no movement. It's really relaxed as you're moving fast. Then you can really move faster. I'm totally going to look at your comments in just a minute here after I get through explaining this one. This is really, really important. These are the main points when you sing something like that. Also, I love your diction. It's really good. Let me actually look at one more time. Actually, let me share my screen one more time, and then we can maybe do a couple more. Okay, here we go. Let me start it up one more time.
Et exultavit spiritus meus, spiritus meus.
Okay, another thing that I noticed, see how your body, you're doing a lot of like this. What you want to try to do is stay very lifted, and it's almost like you want to work on this, below the surface where you're working hard, like with your support, but you don't want to move like this all the time. So when I sing Rejoice Greatly, people always comment to me afterwards like, it looks so easy. And the reason why it looks easy is because I'm not showing in my body. I have a really calm and centered posture. So when I rejoice, rejoice, rejoice greatly, rejoice, O daughter of Zion. And then the later part, rejoice greatly. I'm really calm, so I'm not using my body to move the pitches along. I'm working hard below the surface, but I'm really trying to stay very calm and centered here. And that is really, really important. Now, let's see about your vowels. And your vowel changes. It started out as an ah, and it became more of an as you moved along. Try to keep your vowel. That is hard, but one trick to do is to just remind yourself all the time, like every other pitch, tell yourself the sound of ah, ah, ah. A good practice is really Mozart's Alleluia, because it's a great practice on ah. It's like you hold the ah a long time, and the tendency is always for the ah to develop into like an because it's really hard to keep that tension, to keep that soft palate very lifted, to keep that very vertical open space. That is hard. But just telling yourself the sound of the ah all the time, just putting it in here, ah, 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 that will really help to keep the ah. Now, of course, you can work on, right now, the resonance. It's pretty good, actually, but I think you could open it up a little bit more by just aiming for a little bit of a brighter higher placed tone. Right now it's just kind of like, I don't know this piece specifically. I've never sung it because it's a little too low for my voice. What you want to, instead of that even more vertical space back in the pharyngeal space, and really trying to add more bright overtones. That's the science in and of itself, so I could go on forever about this, but I want to move on and give someone else the chance. But really well done, Annette. I really love your voice. You definitely have great potential, so keep practicing. But here's the thing, be intentional about it. Don't just keep singing through the songs, through the pieces. You want to first and foremost work on accuracy and resonance. It's just so important. Okay, let me just look at the comments now real quick. So anyway, I'm just gonna go from the back. Well, thank you, Jay the Light Seeker. Thank you. Awesome. I never saw a live stream of yours before. Awesome. I'm glad you embraced the YouTube Shorts. I watch them daily. Oh, that's great. That's already worth it then for me. Yes, we started doing every, Monday through Friday usually. I do a short. It's also on TikTok. We put the same videos on TikTok and on Instagram Reels, but they're all like up to a minute. And I think it's really cool to do those short tips because, it's just every day you can just watch a video and get something done and take some action, right? Yes, yeah, the stream is live, and the clips were sent in ahead of time. Because of the time zone thing, it would be really hard to get everyone here. Bonifacio, yes, hello. It's great that you're here. Okay, good. Good. So I am going to, Tammy, what is the name that you sent it in under? I can't find one that says Tammy. So, but I'm going to continue on. I'm going to look at Sheila. I don't know. Sheila. Oh yeah, Sheila, you stated it in the video what your goals are. And let me play the video. It was a little bit hard. You spoke very softly, but I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Here we go, Sheila.
I am from the USA. My big dream when it comes to singing is I hope to be Christine Rye one day on Broadway, and I will be singing Caccini's Ave Maria as set and arranged by Patrick Liebergen.
I believe what you said was that you're from the US and that your dream is to be Christine on Broadway from Phantom of the Opera. I think that's what I understood. So you're singing the Ave Maria that's attributed to Caccini. It's like there's an argument about who actually wrote it. But thank you for framing it in this way to where it's like, Lieberman.
I will be singing to a recording played on my phone, but there will be no other music surrounding me.
Okay, can I just comment on that real quick? A lot of you, I understand that it is easier to sing along with something because singing a cappella is really difficult. However, number one, singing with earbuds in your ear is a little bit problematic because number one, you don't hear yourself well. Unless you have in-ear monitors, which also means you hear yourself and the sound is coming out of those. But right now, basically, you're blocking the sound that you create, that it goes into the room and that then bounces back. You can't hear it like you would without the earbuds. And the other problem is that when you sing along to a recording, so I'm not sure, it sounded like you said that you're actually like playing a recording, which also means that someone is singing. That is also problematic. Now, just to learn a song, that's okay, just to sing along a few times, just so that you make sure you got the right melody line and you're learning it. I do this. But singing, when you actually want to sing, you don't ever want to have someone sing, like on a recording. Because what happens, your brain thinks that what you're hearing is what you're doing. So you don't sing the same way that you would without hearing something. Because basically what you're doing is you're following someone instead of actually like being your own musician, your own standalone, all the entrances, taking the initiative and knowing for sure that this is what you are doing. So I always tell my students, don't ever do that. But anyway, we're going to listen to your voice. That's what it's all about. And we don't hear the intro, and it's just playing now. And we will not listen to the entire. Okay, actually, let's go up to here because this is a long piece. Okay, your voice actually sounds really beautiful. I think you have a really nice voice. You actually have really good control of your voice. Now, here are some things that I suggest you focus on. Now, apart from not using a track where someone is singing, you want to focus on your posture's it's not too bad, but for this type of singing in those long sustained pitches, you really want to be very lifted. And if you are using sheet music, I always suggest don't hold it in your hands, but put it on a stand or like put it somewhere. Put it down. You also don't want to put it down to where you have to look down or up. So put it somewhere where you can look straight ahead. So that way you have your hands free. You can practice having relaxed arms and a good stretched posture. And then you want to take a nice deep breath with a lot of expansion. Now, you're not too bad on taking a breath, but on this type of music, you need just a little bit more control. And so it's really good to take time. Literally for 2 or 3 seconds, breathe like so. And the next thing, of course, is here in a song such as this, whenever you have long sustained pitches, you never just want to sit on the pitch like so. Ave Maria. It's just forever long and it's not doing anything. You want to add some dynamics. Now, of course, in classical singing, you basically want to have a vibrato pretty much all of the time. It makes a huge difference. Huge difference, huge difference. You cannot sing without vibrato. Anything that is after Baroque, like anything starting in Baroque, I definitely need vibrato because it saves your voice and it saves the sound. So really important to have, the difference between and Ave Maria. And then really working on tweaking your vowels. The ah can be even more open. It's all about resonance. And so ah and ah. And especially when it goes higher, like e versus e. So you want to you never want to spread sideways, but you want to create a lot of vertical space in your pharyngeal area there, like the back of your throat. You know, that's where the soft palate is, and on the bottom of that. So I love your voice. Let's just a little bit more, maybe one more phrase. See, your ma versus ma. It just has a different sound. And then, of course, you want to work on pitch accuracy. And in this case, you would lean in the top pitch just a bit more and then relax into the lower pitches a bit. It's all about musical phrasing, which huge topic. But I really like your voice. You know, just work on a little bit more accuracy and resonance and like all those basics. Those basics are so important, you know, like breathing support and the airstream and the vowel placement. I have tons of videos about that on YouTube. Yeah, it sounds really wonderful. And if you wanted to dive deep, of course, there's my Back to Basics course. If you wanted to invest, it's like really deep. It has like more than 70 videos right now, and it has an order that makes sense to where you know, like, okay, like I start here and I go through everything and see how am I doing on all of these things. Okay, any comments about that? And then I have to jump back and forth all the time. In-ear monitors are a whole, you asked me about in-ear monitors, Green Fox Girl 27. Yes, I have worked with them before, but I don't even like working with them. I don't know. I have gotten used to filtering out the sound even when I'm on a stage and it's, you know, it's really hard to hear yourself. Usually there are stage monitors and I don't know. It's really a personal preference. I think, you know, when you do a lot of band work and like it's really worth it. But the settings that I've been in all the time, it usually was to where there were stage monitors. And for me, I always preferred to hear myself. That stage monitor, my voice coming out of that, plus just the sound coming into my ear acoustically from the space, from the room. But you have to really, when you start using in-ear monitors, you have to practice working with them because it's just a whole different sound. And so you have to practice working with them before really going any, you know, serious gigs with that, because it's like a really different sound. Okay. Okay, awesome. Used your tip about using vibrato for Robbie Williams' Angels. Awesome. In-ear's totally different feeling. Yes, it is, definitely. I think I'll resend it, but it's okay if you don't share it on screen. Oh, you know, maybe next time, because I don't think I can even get through all of them here. So let me actually go to the next one. And, you know, I don't sugarcoat anything ever, but, at the same time, I always, you know, this is how I coach. I try to be very realistic, and I have a very sensitive ear. I will tell you whatever I hear that is not the way I think it should sound. But then I always try to find something good in your voice, because there is always something good. So you have to build on the good. You have to know what it is that is your strength, and then build on that. and work on the rest. It is hard work. but you have to be intentional. It's just not enough to just keep singing through pieces of, two pieces of music and songs and just to do this, to make the same mistakes over and over again. If you just keep singing through them, you just will keep making the same mistakes. And it's actually really bad to keep singing through songs without spot treating everything, because those habits are just going to get worse and worse because you just keep doing them and you get used to them. They just become really hard habits to break. Okay, going on. Edward. Hi, Edward. Thank you so much for sending in your clip. And here's the introduction. I am from Virginia, but live in Fort Worth, Texas now. Awesome. I lived in Dallas for several years, and I went to Southern Methodist University. That's where I got my vocal performance training, and I got my bachelor's there. Very cool. My big dream for singing, and I love this one. My big dream for singing is to be a champion for everyone who felt they couldn't sing because of what someone else said or because of fear. Oh, what a big topic. Big topic. And I've talked about it a little bit on my channel. It's just so damaging when someone, the voice is very personal. And when someone tells you, oh, you can't play the piano very well, that's not a big deal. If you are a piano student and someone tells you, well, your playing is just not awesome, it's off. Well, okay, then you just practice more. Why is it then when someone tells you about your voice, you don't sound great when you sing? You just sound off. When someone tells you you're singing off pitch, it's almost like a stab in the heart. Why is that? It's just so personal. What it should be is, oh, okay, I'll have to work on that. Like a violin student who is still quite a beginner. Actually, the first few years of violin playing, the pitches are going to be off. They're just not going to be intonated perfectly. It takes years and years, and even for people who have played years and years, if they don't practice for a while, intonation is going to suffer. Why is it that for singers, it's not, people don't say, well, just you need to work on that a little bit. But it's like, well, you just can't sing. And then people stop singing, and that's horrible. It's heartbreaking. And here he goes on to say, yes, I'm talking to you, Edward. I love being able to express my love for God and his creation, and I'd like others to be able to do the same. Awesome. Love that. Yes, and God is just it's just amazing. Can I just tell you a little story? As some of you may know, I have twin babies. They're now 11 months. They will be a year old in January already. And every evening when they lie in bed, I'm thinking, my goodness, God, how do you do this? How do you do this? These are beautiful little human beings, and they have their own personality, and every single human being that has ever been created is unique. That's crazy. How many human beings have ever lived? If you count them all, I don't know. Billions, trillions, I don't know. But it gives me a whole new appreciation for every single individual who lives, because it's just like crazy. Everyone is unique, and everyone's voice is unique. How many people have ever lived? It's crazy. Your voice is just unique. It's just one of a kind. No one else sounds just like you. So just wanted to add that. Okay. Well, there's another note. I didn't practice this as much as I should have because I have been waiting for the right conditions in quotation marks to release my voice. I don't sleep well along with other issues I have. Sorry about that, Edward. I hope that will get better, because not sleeping is not fun. I have not been sleeping for more than a year. I have slept, but not like I want to, because end of pregnancy, twin pregnancy, no fun. You can't move, can't sleep, your feet are swollen. And now since the twins, it's like basically I'm awake every hour. But let's continue on. Oh my goodness, it's going to be forever long. So wait a minute. I'm going to pause this, and then I'm going to share my screen here. Let's look at this, Edward. Here we go. Alrighty, let's actually make this bigger. And
My heart
burst at his banks, spilling with beauty and goodness. I pour it out as a song to my King, shaping the rivers into words, where grace pours from your lips. The sound calls the midnight till morning. The melody turns my winter to spring. I echo it now in my worship.
Okay, I love this. You know what? I love it because you really are enjoying yourself, and you just love to sing. I can see that, and you just enjoy yourself. I love it because you have your posture and your the way you stand there. It's very relaxed, but in a good way. It's not without tension, and it's really fun to actually watch you. It doesn't strain me. Do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes you can watch a singer, and when you see that they are straining and it's really hard for them, it's almost like you have tension in your body also. I don't know, it happens to me, but like when I watch a singer, it's like, ugh, I get all but it's really a lot of fun to watch you, Edward. So a lot of things going on now. The timbre of your voice I really love. You have a really good timbre. Like, it sounds, it's rich, it's very interesting. It just sounds very pleasant, very smooth, but at the same time, it has a little bit of edge to it. I love it. So here are some things that I suggest you would work on. Number one, your intonation is good, but we always need to work on getting as close to perfection as possible. We don't want to use auto-tune ever. Really, I'm all for getting rid of all the auto-tunes. Now, Melodyne is a program that's a little bit better because you can manually just adjust when you hear something that rubs the wrong way. But auto-tune, it's an effect. It's not actually even a tuning software. It's really an effect. When you make it strong, everything is perfectly in tune, but it sounds like everything is ironed out. Like all the frequencies that are wonderful, it just sounds like a robot. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Having said that, we want to get as close to perfection intonation-wise as possible. It needs to sound like we're in the center of the pitch all the time. Being just a little bit sharp or flat here and there, it's human and that's going to happen, but we need to aspire to have very perfect intonation. I have some videos about that, about how to fix flat and sharp singing and how to sing on pitch. But a lot of it comes down to being very, very picky and to be very critical with yourself, recording yourself often, and singing in all different spaces. What I mean by that is, singing in a small, dry room, but also singing in a big, very echoey hall sometimes. So training your brain to adjust to all those to hearing yourself in all those different ways. And that will really help you just be less thrown off by what's happening, like in the music and in the sound, and really focus on your intonation. And doing matching exercises, I think, is really helpful. Matching your own voice. I have some videos about that, where you record a pitch when you hold it and then play it again. And then I will actually show it because I don't know if anyone's actually going to go and watch the video. But this is really valuable advice here. I need to download it again. I told my phone to put everything into the cloud if I don't use it for a while, and the voice recorder hasn't been used for a while. It's just gonna be a second here. Am I even doing the right one? Come on now. I think I'm on the wrong network. I just wanted to share something with you. But while this is doing that, I'm on the wrong network. I have 2 Wi-Fis in the house, and there we go. Now it's downloading. While we do this, I'll show you what I mean. So intonation is one thing. And second of all, you want to work on vowel placement. Now, it's okay, but let me show you some examples. Let's continue watching just a little.
We're going now in my worship. 10,000 strong.
So 10,000 strong. I can't quite understand all the words, which might be because you're not opening your vowels as much as you could. Oh no, this was the metronome. I can literally not even hold on just a second. You want to really work on all the vowels and how you place them. It's very important and very relevant because it will determine better resonance and the words to be understood better. Just let me just pick a random songs like row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. I'm totally exaggerating. You did not do that, Edward. But row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So what you want to do is you want to utilize your lips, for something like b or oo or da, do, da. So lips do a lot. They can amplify the sound like ooh, oh. They have a little bit of a funnel shape. So you want to use the lips. And you also want to try, whenever you're singing an ah, you want to try to place it in a way that it's the most open. And then, every vowel, it's like row, row, row your boat versus row, row, row your boat. It has a lot more resonance when you give it more space. So that's just a really important thing. I have videos about placement and about open throat singing. That's really relevant. Okay, now I'm going to show you the exercise for, training your ear to fine tune, like the tuning. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to sing a pitch. You can do this with a low pitch, a middle pitch in your voice, a high pitch, chest voice, head voice, and all that. Let's do this. So just holding a long pitch. Try to hold it as straight as possible. You can do it on an ah or an oo or an o. What is important is that you match the exact pitch that you recorded with what you're now doing. Now I'm going to play it, and here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to start by matching the pitch perfectly. Same vowel, same pitch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly deviate by going slightly down, not a half pitch, slightly, ever so slowly, deviating away from that pitch, and then ever so slowly getting back on the pitch. You notice those frequencies, how that changes. It's even a sensation that is not just hearing, but it's even like you hear this, it's almost like a pulsation, and the pulsation changes as you match or move away from the pitch. There will be from consonance to dissonance and from dissonance to consonance. This pulsation changes. So I'm going to play this. So that was just one example. I can also do this moving upward. This is really practicing. It's like your brain gets trained to fine tune the tuning. And a lot of times when someone is slightly off pitch, it's not a lot. It's just this very slight. And I could go up also. So you want to make that recording of the pitch long enough to where you can do it very slowly. Probably 20 seconds would be ideal. So with a little bit less than 20 seconds, so that you can move. It needs to be very, very, very slow. But Edward, I love it. And you know what? I very much believe that everyone can learn to sing. You know, everyone can get up to a certain level to where it sounds really good. Okay, let me look at the comments. Oh, I wanted to get through here, but okay, awesome. Mark, thank you. Yes, I have the twins, but I do have a babysitter in the mornings, which is how I can do all of this. She comes for a few hours every day, which allows me to do what I want to do here. Esther says, okay, Casey. Oh, by the way, my last name is Casey with a C, and my first name is Freya. You got me. Yes, that's how I have been practicing. Now I will record myself and send it to you. Okay, it's the kind I want to take very seriously. Cool. So like I said, I will do these things again. And here, let me just say something. There are some other vocal coaches here on YouTube, which I respect highly. You know, some I totally agree with, and some I somewhat agree with. Some I don't agree with so much. You know, everyone has their own approach. I always say, if it works, then it's good. If it works, it's good. And everyone has a different personality, and everyone kind of gravitates toward a different style of learning. And so I think it's good that there are different vocal coaches with different approaches. Now, someone like Cheryl Porter, she's amazing. I love her. She has an amazing voice. She's a great singer, a great performer. And her channel is like, I mean, it's huge. She has so many people watching her videos. But here's the thing. What I'm doing here, this is just as real as it will get. This is the average singer out there who loves to sing, who has aspirations, who wants to learn. Now, Cheryl Porter, she works with a lot of young singers, and they're absolutely amazing. I would say all of the people she ever works with are way above the average singing student that you would work with. So it's a whole different approach when you start just working more on musical phrasing and nuances in placement, and someone already has such a huge talent versus people who come from a place like Edward just said. You know, if you've ever been told you can't sing and then you can't sing, you just don't do it, and you come from this place of kind of starting from scratch, that's really who I've been teaching. And I've actually had students who were maybe just a little bit above average, but they actually made it to where they became professional singers in musical theater. I have a couple. And this is only to show you that, yes, you definitely can learn. You definitely can learn to sing. Yes, Mark Almeida. Yes, you know, just next time you can go to this registration page. And I don't know what the link is right now. You have to look at my recent social media posts. And here on YouTube also, we have the link somewhere, and you can send in the link for next time. Now, let me see. I wanted to get through another one, and I will try to do this here. And by the way, just something I wanted to tell you about also is I have a new class that I'm going to start January 9th. It's filling up, so there are only a few spots available. It's all about mastering pop ballads. And here's what's going to happen. Besides it being a course with video lessons, that's all nice. But what is important is that you get coached one-on-one. And this is what's going to happen. We're going to have video chats via the Marco Polo app. And you're going to send me video clips of you. And I'm going to give you personal feedback. Because watching videos and doing exercise is all great. But it's all about me telling you if you're actually doing it right. You might think you're doing it right, but you need the tips and the tricks. Like, oh, if it doesn't work, what do I do? So that is a class that will start January 9th, but you have to register now. It is filling up. I only have a few spots available because I will be working with everyone, kind of giving personal feedback all the time. There's only so much capacity that I have. So you can go to masteryourvoice.tv/pop ballads and register there. It is $497. It's a 1 month long class. It's a very small group of select singers. It doesn't matter what level you are. It doesn't matter what age you are. And it doesn't matter what time zone you are. It's all about mastering pop ballads. Like if you want to sound like, what is the secret of, for example, Barbra Streisand, Sam Smith, Charlie Puth, Michael Jackson? All those great pop singers, and especially when it comes to singing ballads, why do they sound so amazing? How can they have this powerful voice, but at the same time, this very intimate, awesome sound that is like, it draws you in, it makes you cry, it makes you have goosebumps? Well, you know what? There are some tips and some tricks that they use. I don't want to call them tricks. It's just techniques that you can learn. And I want to share all of those with you. And that class is going to be starting January 9th. Again, masteryourvoice.tv/pop ballads. It's going to be fun. It's the first time I'm doing this class. I don't know if I'm ever going to do it again. I did the same format with an opera class. And now I thought there are a lot of people here who would love to sing pop ballads. Now, mastering pop ballads, if you can sing pop ballads well, you could sing pretty much all pop. Yeah, show tunes count, I guess. Now, if it's anything ballad, is there like a ballad? What we're working on is all that range of the soft, intimate voice and the high belted, strong voice that is like, wow, it's blowing me away. That's all. So, yeah, that's all going to be in the class, and I'm so excited about it because I love getting to get to know your voices. All right, moving on now. Let's go on. I'm going to pull up the next email, and I'm going to... Wait a minute. Oh, yes. Christabel from Nigeria. And now, Christabel, you need to work on your mindset a bit. I want to be an amazing singer, musician. You just need to be more specific. It's really, if anyone here is in my online singing school, which is, by the way, it's just a $97 per month membership program, and we do a lot of stuff in there. I have a Mindset Monday post. On every Monday, I post a video that's all about mindset because your mind is huge in singing. You have to be more specific than, I want to be an amazing singer. I get all these questions a lot via email and social media, DMs. Like, can you help me be an amazing singer? You have to be a lot more specific than that. What is your actual dream? An amazing singer could be a lot of different things. Do you want to be an amazing singer and just, sing in your church with an okay voice and touch hearts, which that would be a lot about being expressive and connecting to the music and to the people? Or do you want to be a performing artist touring the country and the world? Different scenarios, but be specific. Like, what do you want to be? Do you want to sing praise and worship? Do you want to sing pop? Do you want to work with a band? Do you want to work with orchestras? Do you want to be on a cruise ship? Like, what? Be specific. It's just too broad of a term to be an amazing singer, because that's not a goal you can ever achieve. Like, how do I be an amazing singer? What's the definition? And when am I there? When have I arrived? You have to have goals that are specific, measurable. Give yourself a deadline and then work on it. I have a free course about goal setting, how to achieve any goal. And it's bit.ly/yourgoalsnow. I think that's the URL. It's a free course, and it's all about how to achieve your goals and how to change your mindset so you can just get everything you want. Important. Very important. Wait a minute. Okay, so let's do that, Christabel. Let me pull this up, and I need to make this bigger because it's on a Google. Can I? Okay, here we go. Wait a minute. Okay, let me share my screen one more time, and okay, I'm gonna play it.
I can't sleep tonight. Wide awake and so confused. Everything's in line, but I'm bruised. I need a voice to echo. I need a light to take me home. I kinda need a hero. Is it you? I never see the forest for the trees. I could really use your melody. Baby, I'm a little blind. I think it's time for you to find me. Can you be my nightingale? Sing to me, I know you're there. You could be my Saturday, bring me peace, sing me to sleep. Say you will be my nightingale.
Okay, let me pause this. Okay. First of all, I really love it, Christabel. You look beautiful. I love your hair. I love your hair. You're really beautiful, and your voice sounds very beautiful. It's tender. It's bright, and it just has a really beautiful timbre. So that's great. Now, of course, a few things technically that you could do. And I think you have great potential. You have great potential. A few things technically that you can do is, what I hear is, of course, a lot. This is kind of a trend in young singers nowadays to sing a lot of falsetto on the top. Don't neglect your chest voice and also taking your chest voice higher, because you wanna be able to sing through the entire range of all your registers. So using falsetto for those top pitches can sometimes be exactly what you need to do, but at other times you just need a lot more strong sound and gritty sound. So don't fall into the trap of just singing in your falsetto on the top, because it'll just get old if that's all you ever do. Now, there are a lot of great singers nowadays who are really great at doing falsetto, and they do a lot, but they also know how to sing in their chest voice high. The falsetto thing is just that it has a very specific color of sound, but we definitely need a strong sound sometimes. So sing through your chest voice and work on taking it higher, strengthening it. I have videos about that, how to sing in chest voice. I have like a video about chest voice exercises for beginners, and then I have belting videos. I have a free belting challenge on my website when you go there, masteryourvoice.tv, where you can go through and learn how to sing higher in chest voice without hurting yourself, so to where you can actually belt out for the high pitches. The breathiness can be a problem if you sing breathy 100% of the time, because it can cause strain. Especially if you're trying to be louder, but it is breathy. If the vocal cord closure isn't there, then it will create strain. But I love your voice. Of course, you can also work on, which it was really hard to understand the words because you were kind of not shaping a lot. So working on your consonants as well as your vowels. Consonants are really important, actually, because it's almost like your voice happens on the vowels and the voiced consonants. So like a, e, I, o, u, the vowels, and then the consonants that are voiced is like or z or r. Those are voiced consonants, and they need to sound brilliant. They need to have, work on resonance, making them very clear and having nice bright overtones to where it actually projects when you want it to. And it's really important to where you want everyone to understand all the words that you're singing. There's nothing more annoying than listening to a song or an artist and you just don't understand half of what they're singing. I always thought that was so annoying. It's like, opera singers sometimes, they darken so much to where it's like, what the heck are they singing? I can only understand every other word, which can be very frustrating. Now, in musical theater, if you are someone who feels like you have it's kind of your thing that it's really hard for you to be understood well, sing some musical theater repertoire and listen to musical theater singers. Musical theater singers practice this until they're blue in the face, really, literally. And every stage director will always tell you, it's like, more words we cannot understand, because it is important. It's all about a story being played, and like everyone wants to understand every word. It's like going to a theater and the actors are talking, you don't understand what they're saying. And so that's, musical theater singers are the great examples when it comes to wonderful diction, wonderful pronunciation, and really using all the consonants and vowels perfectly. Kate Bush's voice is not really falsetto. She's singing a lot in head voice. Falsetto is a more breathy head voice. Now in Wuthering Heights, she uses chest voice and head voice. Now she naturally has a really high voice, and but she's definitely using a lot of head voice in there. Heathcliff, it's me, I'm Kathy, and oh, I don't even know the words right now, but definitely head voice. You sound funny when you try to belt. Well, see, here's the thing. Instead of avoiding it, it's like, well, I just don't sound good. You have to work on it. You have to just, take on the challenge and get out of your comfort zone. Great singing is really about getting out of your comfort zone. Now, one tip I can give you, if you can afford it, I don't know how much those are nowadays, but if you want to see some great lessons, it's basically what I teach also. Christina Aguilera has a course on that platform Masterclass, and she's a great inspiration. I've watched some of her videos, and the lesson she teaches is really pretty much everything I teach, but she's coming from this background of being a pop singer who performs a lot. And she has taken care of her voice. So she's a good example. There are some pop singers who have not taken care of their voice. They just sang and they didn't really work on good technique. So I think I need to wrap it up. I got through some of them. And I really love connecting with you here. There are so many of you who have sent me clips, and I would love to do this again. I will definitely do it again. I don't know exactly when I'm going to do it again. And again, like if you have the funds, if you want to invest, you can work with me for an entire month. It's $4.97 for that mastering pop ballads class. And if you can master pop ballads, like I said, you can pretty much sing all pop because it takes a lot of control. Yes, Ken Tamplin, great. It's great for what he does and the style of music he teaches. It's exactly what I would teach probably. There are some things about the tongue thing that we could argue about, but it works for him. And like I always say, if it works, it's good. He does the tongue thing, which I was always, I come from a classical background. He comes from a whole different background, singing rock music and singing the type of things he sings. It works for what he does, but he does the sticking out tongue thing when he sings, but it works for him. He still has a very amazing voice. I come from a different background. I come from this background of, delicate, classical soubrette voice. What link are you? Jokey Star, what link are you talking about? I know I just threw around a few links. I don't like the Ken tongue. Like, again, when you look at him, it looks a little weird, but his voice sounds amazing. So it works for him. I always say this, you have to learn the rules, and then you can learn the rules like a good student, and then you can, break the rules like an artist. This is what it's all about. Every great artist learned first by learning the rules of the great artists that came before, going by the book, studying exactly how to do it right. And then when you've mastered all those techniques, then you can kind of do your own thing and become an artist who does their own thing. And it still works if you deviate. There are tennis players who don't do it by the book, but it still works for them. But nobody would ever teach it that way. I don't know anything about tennis, but I know that I used to know someone who's like a great tennis player and teaches lessons, and he's like, well, or like, there are people who play the guitar like the other way. There are some people like that, and it works for them. It's not anything you would ever teach, but it works. Yeah. You want to rock and roll all night and party every day. Last question. According to your ear, who is better between Rihanna and Beyonce? Well, I think Beyonce is like, I don't know. To me, she's the more polished singer. And when you listen to the live performance, for me, Beyonce is just a little bit stronger. Just my opinion. Rihanna, I like her. But again, you compare not studio recordings, you compare live performances. And that's really where you hear the difference in some singers. So I'm just going to mention all the... Yes, let me just get the link for the goal setting class that is free. How to achieve any goal. That is bit.ly/yourgoalsnow. One word. Then I mentioned the link. I also mentioned my Back to Basics course, which is $349. And it's just on my website, masteryourvoice.tv. You can find it on there. It's a video course, self-study, more than 70 videos. Then I mentioned the free belting challenge, which can also be found on my homepage. I also mentioned my class, Mastering Pop Ballads, which is a one-time class I'm going to do. It's going to start January 9th and run for 1 month. And I'm going to work with you for a month, like personally, give you feedback. And we're going to learn all the secrets how to sing amazing pop ballads and have the powerful voice as well as the beautiful, warm, intimate sound. I think these were all the links. And the link for that one is masteryourvoice.tv/pop ballads. I think these are all the links that I mentioned once more. And so if you have any other questions, just shoot me an email, info@masteryourvoice.tv. And of course, if you want to send in your recording, you're going to have to actually go to the application form, because I need to be able to contact you. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of emails that we don't know who they come from. I don't know if I don't know the link for this right now. It's on one of the latest posts. It's one of the latest posts here on the posts on my social media. You can find that link to actually send in your recording for next time. And I don't know when I'm going to do the next time, but there will be a next time. And I need to wrap it up now. It's been 1 hour and 9 minutes. Thank you all for hanging out. This is so much fun. And again, it's all about you. This all represents all of you out there who love to sing, who have aspirations to become a better singer. And I want to help you. It's going to be always a lot of the recurring themes, but I think just seeing what I talk about and the critiques, I think you can learn a lot from that. I always learned a lot from, go on YouTube and look for singing masterclass, or like I love to watch the Renee Fleming masterclasses. If you are into classical music and a soprano specifically, you're totally going to enjoy those videos, because it's not just about singing the right pitch at the right time. There's so much more that goes into becoming an artist. I mean, it's hard work. It's like, think of it like this. You have this piece of metal. It can either be a piece of metal or a sharp knife. Now, if you're an amazing artist, in order to get that sharp knife, you're going to have to work on that edge all the time. You have to sharpen it and sharpen it and sharpen it and sharpen it and sharpen it. And it's all that training. It's not just singing over and over again. See, here's what's gonna happen. Actually, it gets more dull if you just sing through songs over and over again without focusing on specific issues and really knowing what is it that I need to work on to sound more polished, more accurate, to have better control over my voice, to sound open and free without strain. You have to be focused on specifics. Otherwise, it just becomes this, you just dull, and you're just affirming your bad habits if you just keep singing through songs. That's why you need to, like, someone, or, yourself. Maybe if you record yourself, you can be your own teacher, but you need someone to tell you, this is what you really need to work on. But I think me doing these feedbacks here, it really will help you. You can identify, like, oh, I think I do this, or I think I have a tendency to do this, and oh, I think I need to work on that. You can take a lot of things away from that. I sound like I sing when I talk. Well, yeah, because, you should always sing in your natural voice. If I start singing, of course, it's my speaking pitch, la, 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 la. And it's, yeah. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I will wrap it up, and I will definitely see you soon. And now, how do I stop this? Oh, my goodness. This is really weird. I'm going to have to, I think I'm going through a third party. I can't see, all those interfaces have changed now. The YouTube interface, there's not a thing to stop stream. That's really weird. Okay. Now I could stop my Zoom. I guess I'm just gonna stop my Zoom and then see if that stops. All right, everyone. I'll see you next time, and shoot me an email if you have any questions about any of the things that I mentioned today. Bye-bye.